Good morning, guys. How's it going? Just figured I would do another little update for you guys, let you guys see what's all going on. Here's the green bay snook. They're doing well. There's one pair, a female there, another male there, silver dollar, giant gourami, and my parachromis Dovii is in here. I put him in here, I want to say 3-4 days ago. My plan was to, because when I first put these snook in here with the Dovii and with the other devils, they all picked on them, on the snook, because snook aren't very aggressive fish in the first place. And so what happened was they were getting picked on by the Dovii and the devils, so I took all the other fish out and left just the snook in here to kind of establish the tank as their own. And then a couple weeks later I put the Dovii back in, which was now about 3-4 days ago, and the red devil. I put one red devil in here, the biggest of the small ones I had. So what I did is I did that because then they would technically be running the tank, and it would kind of start the Dovii off as being the newbie and the red devil. So it worked for a bit, and then quickly the male Dovii took ownership of the aquarium, like they always do, because that's just what parachromis Dovii do. That's why they call them the wolf cichlid, because they're just ruthless. So, but so far everything's going fine with them. Like, he chases them, but you know, I kind of have the tank decently stocked right now that he doesn't target just one fish. You know, he's got 4 snook, silver dollar, a red devil, and a gourami, kind of all to chase around. Like, he by far runs the bottom of the tank here. Like, he doesn't really let any fish come to the bottom. They all have to kind of surface, but they're all still eating fine and acting fine, and nobody's really getting beat up. Might get a couple scales here and there, but like, they're doing okay. So my plan is to I'm gonna probably sell back or give back one of my pairs to my buddy that I bought these off of, one of the pairs of snook, because I'm gonna put them in an aquarium by themselves so that I can have them spawn. It's just because if I have them in here with too many other fish, I feel like they need to be by themselves, so then they get threatened, and then I feel like they're just gonna keep eating the fry. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna probably get rid of one pair in the next couple weeks, and then put the other pair that I keep in a tank by themselves. I'm gonna try the gourami and the red devil in here with the Dovii. And I know a bunch of people would say you're crazy for doing that. Dovii are gonna kill everything in the tank, and I know that. They definitely have a higher potential of doing that, and it could come to that, but I'm not gonna let it come to that. If I start seeing too much aggression, where they're just constantly, one fish is getting just really beat up, that it's not getting a chance to whatever, be alone and not get picked on, then I'll do something about it. But I'm gonna try it out for a little bit. Biggest reason is I don't really have enough tank space right now. I really need to invest in another aquarium in the near future, because yeah, everybody just needs an extra aquarium. So that's what I might do. Other than that, you know, everybody's doing well. The snook are looking fantastic. That's one of the nice big males, like gorgeous, beautiful colors. If you want to fish with, you know, that personality that cichlids get, but aren't too aggressive and are very good in a community setting, I highly recommend a snook, green bay snook, or red, whatever you want. But you just got to make sure you have a large enough aquarium, because these fish can get to, you know, I've heard 18-20 inches long for the males, and the females, you know, 12 to 16 inches kind of range. So it's a pretty big cichlid to own. You know, you need large aquariums when you have fish that big. So yeah, other than that, you know, they're really fantastic fish. Don't put anything small that can fit in their mouth, because they will probably eat it, because they are a predatory cichlid. They have some of the biggest mouths out of all of the cichlid species. They're at the top. I don't know if they have the biggest mouth, but they're definitely at the top 5 definitely. Like I know their mouths are definitely bigger than the Dovi's. A peacock bass, that I don't know. I've never owned peacock bass. They're bigger than an umbi, like for size comparison. If a 10-inch umbi was in here with these 10-inch male snook, these snook would have bigger mouths. But a snook doesn't have a very powerful jaw like a umbi or a Dovii does. So if they do too much lip locking, they can wreck their mouths really easily. Whereas a Dovii and an umbi, well, umbis actually are known for, if they get into too much fighting and you pull on, they get their lips pulled too much, they can easily get, I guess it's called, called duck lips, and then they get infected and they can get really sick and it's very hard to heal and they can die. I don't know if that's the same thing for Dovii, I'm not sure. I've just heard that for a lot from umbis, from umbi owners. So other than that though, like everybody's doing good. Really happy with this tank. The tank itself, like I bought this tank for $150, you know. Now it's been probably close to a year ago, or probably actually a little over a year. So this tank's about a year old. Well, tank's older than that, but like that I've owned it for about a year, maybe a little more, and it's done really well. Like I love the dimensions of a 180 gallon, you know. It's got the depth, thickness, the width, you know, the nice 2 feet. So when you get those fish that, you know, get over a foot long, they need the space to turn around. And, you know, I love 125s and everything. They're great tanks, and I love that they're 6 feet long, but they're obviously, yeah, they're only 18 inches wide. So I prefer something a little wider, like 2 feet in dimension, from front to back. And yeah, these 180s are beautiful. They're perfect tanks for monster cichlids. Can more or less, in my opinion, keep pretty much any cichlid in there. Well, not big peacock bass, because there's different species. I don't know all the species of peacocks, but I know there's some that get over 30 inches. You know, I wouldn't keep one of those in here for its life. But like something like a Dovii or an umbi, you know, they can reach, you know, 24 to 28 inches long kind of thing. Dovi's and umbis pretty much similar, but the chances of them getting that size in your aquarium, it's very few, far in between. It's not as common as what you read online when everybody's saying, oh, you need a 300 plus gallon because they get over 2 feet long. Like, yeah, there's a good chance they'll reach about 20 inches in your aquarium, especially if you have at least a 6 foot footprint. You know, even a 125, like, it can easily reach 20 plus inches in a 6 foot tank, even if it's not 180 gallons. So there's that, but I think 180 gallon is perfect. You know, you got the 2 foot dimension. You know, if they get 23 inches long, which seems to be a common size, where they kind of, a lot of people have said that that's kind of where theirs have gotten up to. And in an odd case, you know, the odd ones get 25, 26, 27, maybe even 28 inches long, but that's rare. It's not as common. You know, you gotta, yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna keep rambling on, but so this tank is kind of like, to me, I would say it's an ideal footprint. And I mean, as the fish gets bigger, you know, as he gets, you know, 17, 18 inches, you're gonna have to remove a few ornaments if you have a lot of ornaments in here. To me, I would say this is bare minimum. You know, I got a couple clay pots, but I mean, once he's 18 inches, he's not gonna fit in any of these. So unless I got him a female, there'd be no sense of actually keeping these pots in here. And this piece of driftwood, well, it's just small enough that he's not gonna bump into it. Like, that's the biggest thing is, you know, when they attack or they get spooked, you know, and they run into an ornament, they can hurt themselves really bad. So that's why they recommend, when you get these big predatory cichlids, to keep them as bare bottom and like with as little ornaments as possible if you can, because of reasons like that. It's not that they don't want their tanks to look all decorated and whatever. It's for the fish's health, because these fish are super powerful, these cichlids, these Dovii and umbis and your red devils, even jaguar cichlids, you know, all these big beast Central American cichlids. Even when feste get really big, when they're, you know, red terrors, feste, same fish. When they get, you know, big, they're powerful fish as well, and they're predatory cichlids. Like, they're omnivorous, you know. umbies and Dovii and jaguar cichlids are more or less carnivorous in the wild, mainly feeding on meaty foods like, you know, crustaceans and snails and bugs and small fish. But yeah, all these big brute cichlids, they're so fun to own. Like, it's next level fish keeping. Like, you can own a bunch of beautiful koi and goldfish, and or a bunch of schooling barbs and fish like that, or ballast sharks or whatever. But like, those fish, in my opinion, like, they're beautiful, and they all, you know, each person to their own. But like, I love a fish that's got personality, that interacts with you, that recognizes who you are, you know, other than just wants to get fed. Like, these fish, like, you just watch this Dovii even in this video here, you know, he's digging around, he's chasing around, he's kind of saying, this is my area, comes to this end, this is my area, comes to that end, this is my area. Like, he recognizes me, you know, when I'm sitting here watching a movie in the living room, I can see him looking right at me and just kind of checking me out when he's sitting in the clay pot. And you can tell he's analyzing me. He's analyzing his whole entire area, not just the aquarium, but like the whole room. Like, you know, I could be standing over there in my kitchen, at the end of the kitchen, and he'll be sitting right here at the end of the tank staring at me. Like, this Dovii is not really doing that too much yet because he's still kind of young. So he's a little bit skittish at times. But like my umbi I had there, Shrek, man, no matter where I was in this house, it's not that he was always trying to kill me either. He was just letting me know, like, hey, this is my area, watch out, kind of thing. And he was just always checking out the surroundings. And when my dog Dexter would walk by, he'd always come at him and attack him, like, get out of here. So it was really cool. Like, it's such an experience, and such a awesome, like, it's so awesome that we're allowed to keep fish like this in our aquariums. And you obviously want to do the best you can for these fish. And yeah, it's just so fun. It sucks when they kill each other, and that's a big problem with cichlids. You know, they're very territorial fish, a lot of species, but that's where you got to figure out what's going to work for you. And you got to get rid of some fish, you got to get rid of some fish. Otherwise you'll have fatalities, and I've had fatalities because of things like that. Putting the wrong fish together, or not having enough space, and you know, having a more dominant fish, picking on one fish too much. And you know, it doesn't take too long when a fish is very consistent, like a Dovii or an umbi, and they'll pick on that fish until it's dead. You know, they're not quitters, they're determined. So anyways, that's all for now. I'll just show you guys a 180 today. I just figured I'd do a little talk, just ramble on about whatever, because it's fun. Anyways, guys, have a good weekend. Yeah, let me know what you think. If you guys have any tips on things and whatever. If you guys, whatever, give me your input on anything. Doesn't really matter. It's just good to have guys, you know, have us fish freaks talk and communicate and interact with each other, because it's fun to find guys in the hobby. It's always a good time. Right on. Have a good weekend, guys. Talk to you later. Bye.